We are in the house, now becoming a liability to our parents. We are not doing any work.
And I heard Honorable Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah saying that
they forgot that the next paragraph says that 490,000 of those jobs are laborers.
And so they are on the streets of Accra demonstrating. I felt so sad.
We are pleading with the Ministry of Finance, that's Honorable Atufosi, that he should grant us financial clearance soon so that we can start where God will in January. That's the second term of the academic year.
The Ministry of Education alone says their backlog is about 78,000, made up of teachers.
You know where to start from, whether to start from the universities or the government of Ghana or to the graduates themselves. From the 2026 budget hearing, we heard that
if you are to employ a teacher, yes, you have to pay the teacher, but you should also be mindful that you need to build a school.
In the year 2026, government will not be able to recruit nurses. Because I've seen the increment for the MMCs too, which previously, if they are being paid 5,000, they are going to be paid 35,000. And so if there's that amount, so as a teacher, I'm expecting you to be very creative, because you fall in every aspect of life as a teacher. You fall in every aspect because of lack of knowledge. Because of lack of knowledge. Look at what happened at ELWAC.
I want to use this opportunity to convey to the bereaved family of the 6 young girls that on behalf of the Ghana Forces, we want to commiserate with them and to say that may their souls rest in peace. But for me, what is important is the lessons that we learn from this particular exercise.
There's good news on the teachers who came out to demonstrate that they need to be recruited because they've been home, no job here and there. Cabinet has given approval for recruitment of 6,100 teachers. We cry our family. I've heard that the private schools, you are not paying at all. It's not they usually go for the SHS graduates. Meanwhile, we have qualified teachers who can teach the children for them to be. Unemployment rate in Ghana here is very difficult to talk about, especially youth unemployment. Very, very, very difficult.
We are in the house, now becoming a liability to our parents. We are not doing any work.
Recently, in the 2026 budget hearing, I told you about how the government of Ghana has allocated about 800,000 jobs readily available, which about 490,000 will be going into the construction field.
I, John Dramani Mahama, will fix the economic crisis confronting our country and reset it on the path of growth and sustainability.
And I heard Honorable Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah saying that this is not something the government should do and that this is liberal work and all that.
In the budget, they say they are going to create 800,000 jobs. And I saw my brother John Dumelo dancing at the back there that Ato is forcing because he's announced 800,000 jobs. They forgot that the next paragraph says that 490,000 of those jobs are laborers.
Into 490,000 jobs now readily available at the construction site. Honorable Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah, who should go and do it? Tell me.
490,000 of those jobs are laborers.
Who should go and should we go and call people outside Ghana to come and do it?
490,000 of those jobs are laborers.
Who should come and do it?
490,000 of those jobs are laborers.
Recently, we did a story about youth unemployment, and I told you the rate at which youth unemployment is rising up 34%, and it's not easy at all. In the health sector, we saw how nurses demonstrated the last time, saying that they have not been paid for a very long time, which is about 10 months. Fortunately, we've not heard from them, which clearly tells that they have been sorted out. Teachers also came out saying, just yesterday, Graduates from the College of Education are also crying that they have not been recruited and their license will expire in January. And so they are on the streets of Accra demonstrating that the government of Ghana should recruit them. I felt so sad. I felt so sad where they were calling that Pr0test should come and help them, government of Ghana should come and help them.
From the College of Education, you soon be posted, and that they cannot recruit you or give you employment. So you are in the house, know where to do, depending on our parents, and our parents are on board with us because they sent us to school to get work to do and also cater for our younger ones, our siblings, and now we have become a burden to them. And now we are pleading with the Ministry of Finance, that's Honorable Pr0test, that he should grant us financial clearance soon so that we can start where God will in January. That's the second term of the academic year. Thank you very much.
So now that you're not working, what are you doing at home?
We are in the house, now becoming a liability to our parents.
You see this unemployment issue that is going on here and there. I've got so many issues around it, and I don't even know where to start from, whether to start from the universities or the government of Ghana or to the graduates themselves. From the 2026 budget hearing, we heard that in the year 2026, government will not be able to recruit nurses. And recently on TV3, just after the budget hearing on TV3, Pr0test stated that about 78,000 backlogs, and majority of them are from the education sector and then the health sector. And this is what they are doing. They want to put up the health facilities, the schools, so that they can be able to accommodate these people.
The Ministry of Education alone says their backlog is about 78,000, made up of teachers and I think both basic, secondary level, about 78,000. And I think they also mentioned the fact that the universities had to recruit. And all put together, they were talking about 78,000. 78,000. If you are to employ a teacher, yes, you have to pay the teacher, but you should also be mindful that you need to build a school and keep the school in a shape that the teacher can be in the school to teach. If you employ a nurse, you need to make sure that there is a hospital for the nurse to be able to go into the hospital and provide her service to support the national building.
That is what the government of Ghana is saying now, and that is why they cannot recruit them in the year 2026. And so if they should recruit these people, you can imagine the money that will be involved to pay them. And so if they put this money aside to pay all these people, how will they be able to put up this classroom blocks, this health facilities for them to be able to go and then teach? Because at the moment, they don't have the classroom blocks available for them to go and teach. They don't have the health facilities available for them to go and then work there. That is what the government of Ghana is saying. And at that particular arena, I have a problem because I've seen the increment for the MMCs too, which previously if they are being paid 5,000, they are going to be paid 35,000. And so if there's that amount, so at that part, I have a problem with the government too. And then coming to the part of the universities, please, how are you preparing our graduates for the job market? I did this story the last time. How are you preparing them? Because to be able to see this gentleman saying today on camera, say he is being a liability to his family now, I don't even understand. How are you preparing them? Because as it stands, there is no job available. Readily for them to we all have our minds on Ukraine, and Ukraine they say they cannot. So universities, how are you preparing these graduates after school? Ejuma ben no muba beye. Me as a teacher, you see, the problem I have with this particular video, he's been here beside and says, so now that you are waiting for the government of Ghana to come and recruit you, what are you doing? So if you're on your way. And as a teacher, I'm expecting you to be very creative because you fall in every aspect of life as a teacher. You fall in every aspect when it comes to job. You fall in everywhere. And so why can't you be creative enough to be ready yourself for the job market and rather wait for the government to post you? And so I have problems with everybody in terms of this youth unemployment. The universities, the government of Ghana, and the graduates themselves. I have a problem. As you are going to school, please, if you are still in school, bear this in mind. Say, you should know this by now because we are in Ghana. That is not how it's supposed to be. But according to the government of Ghana, they need to put things in place to be able to accommodate you. And so say, ready, no, what are you doing for yourself to prepare for the job market? You are doing psychology. You are doing education, you are doing business administration, you are doing economics, you are doing whatever. Ask yourself, if I come out and I do not get the required job that I'm looking for, what can I do for myself without a government job? What can I do? These are some of the questions you need to ask yourself.
We are in the house, now becoming a liability to our parents. We are not doing any work.
Because it is so sad. Me, when I see these people like this, it is very, very sad. Myself, it took me time, sacrifice, because ejuma no ebi ni ho. It is a wuka say, na ho, ama abai ene beba bema ejuma. I'm sorry to tell you this. So the other time when we're doing the youth unemployment story, I told you that these are some of the things. Entrepreneurship, the self-employed people, the entrepreneurs. And so please, as school, no, I don't know. If they are not doing it enough for us to be able to acquire that knowledge, and your book knowledge alone, no, but knowledge, when you are out of school, you can think on your feet to be able to explore. It's very, very important. See, because of lack of knowledge, look at what happened at ELWAC. Today, you have seen, not just say, if you sit thinking, say, someone will think for you, my friend, that's a joke.
I can also tell you that for the unfortunate ones who got injured, they are receiving medical treatment at 37. Some of them go in and out. Those who are still on admission are being taken care of well. I want to use this opportunity to convey to the bereaved family of the 6 young girls that on behalf of the Ghana Forces, we want to commiserate with them and to say that may their souls rest in peace. But for me, what is important is the lessons that we learn from this particular exercise. This has told us that we need to do things differently moving on. And from the next possible recruitment section, we will come out with measures that makes this thing more seamless than it has been.
The innocent children had to sacrifice for these people to make certain corrections today. And so please, let's wise up. As youth, let's wise up. If you are thinking, you see, it's not supposed to be so. I'm sorry, but someone will think that I'm being too hard. The government is supposed to. Yes, the government is supposed to do it. But like we heard from Ato Forsen, he says that government cannot accommodate at this point in time because they need to put out certain measures to be able to accommodate you. And so please, now it is not readily available. Think on your feet. Be knowledgeable in whatever you are doing so that when you step out and there's no job readily available for you, you can be able to explore. We spoke about the technical and the vocational skills. We spoke about the entrepreneurship. We spoke about readily available jobs that that is the truth. Enya better mo biao me as I sit here no anya better mami inti na me this to I'm bringing this sort of advice to my brothers and sisters coming out of the universities who are those who are already out, the graduates out there. Enya better pick up yourself. No government official is ready to do anything, but there's good news on the teachers who came out to demonstrate that they need to be recruited because they've been home, no job here and there. Me makacho, we cry ya family. He says, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, which is the education minister, he says cabinet has given approval for recruitment of 6,100 teachers. We cry ya family. It's possible, say, you come back and tell us that in Chiamukaya for some time. And so please, aside this, think outside the box. Explore on the area in which you have studied. Explore. Don't sit there, say, I'm buying Ebe Family, Marie College of Education. I'm waiting for them to post me. I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry to inform you that government alone cannot do it. And please, private schools, when these people come, try and then give them sikakaka. I've heard that the private schools, you are not paying at all. Instead, they usually go for the SHS graduates. Meanwhile, we have qualified teachers who can teach the children. For them to be brilliant, you go for SHS graduates because you don't want to pay. Charlie, ladies and gentlemen, let us all be involved in the development of Ghana. Government of Ghana, wake up. Youth of Ghana, wake up. Citizens of Ghana, wake up. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget. The name is Naa here on Naa Lartey TV, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.